Well, 30 years ago tomorrow, the walls of the Met Center came crashing down in Bloomington. The implosion put an exclamation point on the end of the North Stars, a year after the team relocated to Dallas.
Today, there's still nothing but an empty lot where that popular stadium once stood.
But the Met Center not only created lifelong memories, it created lifelong friendships.
The arena that rose from South Cedar Avenue was Minnesota's ice castle.
It looked like you were going into this kind of a shrine to hockey.
For fans, it felt like a cathedral.
We played hockey, like we had the rink, right?
But for a bunch of rink rats from Richfield,
we had our own playground.
It felt like home.
It was a lot of Richfield kids, Bloomington kids that basically worked at the building, did all from ushers, Zamboni, to cleanup, it was a lot of young guys.
Mark Baraboo started in the laundry room.
Jeez, we made no money, but we loved it.
And eventually ran the North Stars locker room.
But just being in the building, I mean, just for me, that was like, it was huge. I loved it.
It started out in high school, sweeping the concourses.
Jack Larson became the stadium's director.
Working there as a high school hockey player, it was sort of like a dream job.
Two rink rats whose lives were largely shaped by the rink itself.
Oh, and many of us grew up in that building.
This is where they built careers and formed friendships that outlasted the franchise and the stadium they loved.
I'm going to say the people made the Met Center special.
Every summer, former Met Center employees still get together for a golf tournament, a tradition born when the stadium died.
It's like 30 guys every year. So we still see each other, we're still buddies.
Their stories now repeated on an annual basis, but many feel this part of hockey history has been forgotten.
It's almost kind of like the team has turned into ghosts.
Fox 9 recently talked to fans, players, and employees about why the North Stars are still so beloved.
Was it the colors of the uniforms? I don't know.
Just maybe it's the colorful characters.
The word that comes to mind is lawless. It was lawless.
Or the colorful seats.
And those of you who are old enough would definitely remember the color scheme of the chairs there.
You might see a couple of black seats and then a green seat.
Had the goofy colored seats.
And a yellow seat.
You know, the multicolored seats.
And a white seat. So it was this hodgepodge of stuff.
And so the gimmick was a kid is like, what color am I going to get? So it's almost like you wager, like, am I going to get the yellow or green or the white ones?
But nostalgia.
The ice was the best.
Every seat in the building had a great view.
There was nothing to love about that building.
Often reshapes reality.
Now, it did need more than a coat of paint as time went on.
It was, frankly, not in great shape.
The truth is, the Met Center could not keep up in a modern sports league that needed more seats and suites.
There were some at one end, but not nearly as many as what were going to be required for a competitive NHL team by the late 80s and early 90s.
What Norm Green was asking for was $15 million.
In today's world, that's a drop in the bucket.
Larson still remembers the plan that may have kept the team in Bloomington.
His plan was to attach the south side of the Met Center to the north side of the Mall of America. Great idea.
But change is hard.
So it was a really good idea, but he just couldn't get the approval to get it done.
Hard to pull off.
My first order of business with Norm was going through those staffs by name.
And even harder to accept.
They were all let go.
In the final days, the losses kept coming.
I think I was the last one there. I sat there in the seat. I was there for a long, long time.
Just a bad ending. It was just a bad, you know what, just a bad way for it all to end.
Well, selfishly, you know, the people that worked at the Met Center for the North Stars for many years, we all wanted to continue to have it stay there forever.
But maybe it's better to remember it not just as a shrine for the North Stars, but simply as the cathedral to the time of their lives.
I cherish it to this day, actually, to be honest with you. Best job I ever had, probably.
It kind of marked the end of an era back then. I remember 93, 94 when this was all being batted around. The options that we pointed out on the doc just never could come to fruition.
Yeah.
You saw the end was near at some points.
It's so sad to see it all just evaporate.
Yeah.
And
We
then
got the
that
X.
sign for the demolition, just...
It just seemed like somebody was going to step in at the last minute, right? We had these threats that the Twins were going to be contracted, that they were going to move, and everyone's like, okay, no. At the last minute, somebody's going to step in there. Even the Vikings, they were for sale at one point, and there was all concern about that they would go somewhere else. And always somebody stepped up. Glenn Taylor stepped up to save the Wolves. So you had all of this, and you think, okay, somebody will step up and save the day, and all of a sudden they were gone.
Yeah.
Sad.
As you may have noted or heard, Doc 9 also made a documentary called No Stars when Minnesota lost pro hockey.
It pieces together what prompted the North Stars to relocate to Texas in the 90s through interviews with former players, team employees, the fans. You can watch the hour-long documentary on Fox 9's YouTube channel.
It's worth your time.
It is.
It is, yeah. I mean, it goes just to feel the inside of the stadium again, and to see the seats and to see old pictures. Takes you right back.
So we fast forward